Greetings. Welcome back, everybody. My name is Siobhan, and I am the proud owner and host of The Comfy Couch. As I stated, we are going to change the name of the episodes to sessions. We are now going to call them sessions because when I come on here to speak to you all, it's personal and it's one-on-one for me. I want everybody that watches to feel as if it's just me and you in a session, having some good talk therapy, getting our emotions out to the forefront and healing ourselves. Okay, so let's jump right in for today's session. Today's session is about depression. Okay, I want everybody to know that in some way, shape, or form, a lot of people that we are surrounded by have experienced depression. Okay, depression is when you absolutely don't feel like doing anything. Your mind is telling you not to get up. Your body is following your mind. Your spirit, man, is a little bowed over and a little low in its countenance. And everything around you just absolutely does not evolve. You don't want to be bothered. You don't want to go out. You just want to stay in, cuddle up underneath the blanket, watch popcorn if that's what you do, or sleep, okay? 9 times out of 10, depression, if you're experiencing it, it makes you absolutely sleepy in the initial phase. Sometimes people experience depression where they stay up to try to counteract the sleeping part of it, which can throw you more into insomnia, but we will talk about that at a later date. Right now, I want to give you guys some facts about depression. Women are more likely to have depression than men. That's 70%. So women, yes, I'm looking at y'all. We have to get ourselves together, okay? And I'm including me in it because, as I've stated in a previous session that we've had, I was not the type of young woman to be depressed because I'm bubbly, I'm charismatic, I'm just funny, I'm goofy. That's always been me. However, I started to experience depression when certain individuals would be in my life or they would bring me their life troubles and woes and everything of that sort, and then I would start to pick up their load. Okay, so I want women to understand, naturally as nurturers, because we were created to be that, we have the tendency to pick up other people's loads, and we have to learn a healthy way to put it down. Drop down with me because we're putting it down. We're putting it down in a healthy way. We're bagging it up. Okay, we're stuffing it in the suitcase and we're rolling it away, and we don't care which direction it goes. We don't care if it goes north, south, east, or west. It's getting away from us. Okay, women? Another fact about depression: children can experience depression at an alarming rate. A lot of people absolutely don't believe that children can experience depression. Let me tell you, I have absolutely seen it. I've heard it with my two little ears. Okay, I have felt in the presence of a child that I've had the opportunity to have a session with how low their spirit was because of how they needed to deal with life. Nowadays, our children are up against stacking up themselves to social media. A lot of our children are getting bullied. A lot of our children are making choices to be themselves that don't identify with what everybody in the world should agree with. And that makes them feel as if, I'm going to say it again because it's the truth, that they have to take their lives, or I'm adding another one, that they have to take somebody else's life. Our children at an alarming rate are becoming suicidal and homicidal, and we have to pay attention. Parents, grandparents, aunties, uncles, nieces, nephews, if you're old enough, And if you know the child that is in your life or the child that you are always around, please pay attention. I'm not saying to be overzealous and pry in their life and to never let them have privacy unless they've hit the peak of already trying to commit suicide or homicide. Then by all means necessary, step in as the adult and do what you need to do to make sure that your child is protected and that other children are protected, okay? We have to check on our children. I have had an 8-year-old tell me some things that I, in my 29 years of life, have never even thought to experience. From the bullying, from being picked on because of the color of her skin, because of her hair, because of how she talks, because of how she comes to school dressed, because she's the minority at her school. It was so much that this little innocent 8-year-old had endured. And it makes absolutely no sense. We have to do better. If we start to check it immediately once we sense it, parents and family members, we are doing the right things by growing our children and loved ones up in a healthy way and in a healthy manner so that they can understand, yes, I know this happened at school today. I want you to understand that you don't have to feel like you're inadequate. I want you to understand that, yes, even as a child, even if you have experienced this, you don't have to feel like you have to go beat this person up. Now, Black and brown community, y'all know what we be telling our kids. What we say, tell me. If they hit you first, you hit them back. I'm not going to dwell on that too long because I personally am still working on not being the aggressive parent, because my daughter's father, he's the chill, relaxed one until something happened. But naturally, he the chill one. So when it comes to our daughter, I'm the rah-rah, okay? All right? And I'm still learning how not to be like that. And I can be open and honest on here and say it takes patience. It takes time to undo what we were taught. We was taught run up, get done up, huh? Millennials, yes, I said it. Nuck if you buck. That's what we was taught, all right? That's the anthems that we go by. However, if it is a way that we can talk it out instead of duke it out, instead of fighting it out, instead of being verbally abusive and aggressive, by all means necessary, let's take a breath and let's get to that point, because our children are dying at an alarming rate by the hands of themselves. I'm going to say that again. Our children, because of secret depression and how life is affecting them in this world right now, they're dying at an alarming rate by the hands of themselves, not from the hands of somebody else. Well, we do have the statistics about the communities killing each other and this and that because of other things, but right now I'm speaking on depression. It's not talked about enough about how many children are taking their lives or somebody else's life because of how they're being made to feel, and it's not right. Let's get our children to safety, please, and thank you. Another fact about depression is that talk therapy, what me and you are doing right now. Now, if you talking back to the video, anybody got to know? Who gonna know? Who's gonna know? What's that viral thing? Nobody's gonna know. How will they know? They won't know. Okay, it's okay. What we are doing right now is healthy. Talk therapy, absolutely, in my opinion, works better than medication. I said it. I'm not gonna take it back. Nobody's gonna force me to take it back. I have been in the thick of people with depression in their lives, and when they sit on a couch, when they sit in a chair, when they sit in a healing environment and they talk it out and they cry and they get upset and they get frustrated and they get angry or whatever emotion that comes to the surface, they leave feeling 1,000 pounds lighter. When we come back for another session, they are absolutely at a different space to have an open mind to see it different. They are willing to get up after talk therapy and go out and look at a beautiful day. Even if it's raining, you do have to understand that depression can also be seasonal. So when it comes time for summer to end and fall to begin and winter, a lot of people get thrown into seasonal depression because of the weather outside. Spiritually, y'all have to understand that naturally some of us were made to be in tune with the elements. In a spiritual sense, a lot of us thrive in certain seasons while some of us just be quiet, and it's not us laying dormant, it's because we don't have that natural pull that was assigned to our DNA for certain elements. So if you're struggling with seasonal depression, you might want to look at a spiritual connotation of it to see what naturally our maker, which is God, what he has created for us to do in seasons. Okay, that's a tidbit. People struggle with seasonal depression, and my people that come with depression for seasonals, it clears up. We walk through the process of them saying, okay, it's going to get a little gloomy today, let's do A to Z, see how you feel. If not, let's find another solution. Let's find another scenario. If you can't go out because it's gloomy and you feel that creeping in, you feel that depression creeping in, let's go paint. And I'm saying let's because I am the type of liaison counselor that will hop in the car with you. I absolutely don't believe in people just sending you out to fend for yourself all the time. Now, some people need to learn how to do it themselves. Most of the time, people just need a friend, okay? A real, genuine friend that loves them for despite of what they're looking like and despite of what they're going through. And depression is when we need to insert ourselves in the real form of friendship to save a mind and to save a life. It works. I'm telling you, it works. It works and it works, and we have to work on inserting ourselves in people's lives in those moments when it's healthy for ourselves and the other person. You cannot insert yourself if you're struggling with depression yourself. Let me say that again. You absolutely cannot insert yourself into anybody else's life if you are struggling yourself. Okay? It's going to be two of y'all sitting there looking like bumps on a log, crying, and doing whatever and being recluse and just sitting in the house and not wanting to. Because what that does is, yes, it creates a fond memory of you having a friend there. However, it starts to generate the linking to a sad fond memory. We have those. Our memory banks, they're comprised of happy moments, and then they're comprised of sad moments that start to emote us. So eventually, one day, if I wake up and I'm having a depressive moment, and I call my sister and she comes over and she's depressed, and we're having a moment together, we're making each other feel better because I have the company. But what did we fix? When she leaves, she's still going to be depressed. When she leaves my house, I'm still going to be depressed. Did we fix anything? We come over to drink, we come over to smoke, we come over to chill out and to talk about everything else in life, but to not sit down and have a real conversation about what's really ailing us. We have to stop. Like I said in previous sessions, you get that one person that's looking for somebody. Their spirit is screaming out for somebody to say, I see you. You seem a little off. I'm not trying to be offended. I just want to help you to make sure that you're sane in every way, shape, and form. Because when that person doesn't get that, they go outside and they do something that is absolutely horrendous to themselves, whether it is cutting or etc. Anything that you can find. And then we're left looking at them like, oh, we just had a good time. I didn't even know. Guilty. Okay? Talk therapy works. Sitting and talking and opening up, it works. I don't know how many times I can say that. Counseling is not bad. Therapy is not bad. Like I stated, I personally myself don't believe in medications, okay? But that doesn't mean that it may not work for you when you go see your therapist and they prescribe something. Now, what I'm going to prescribe you is going to be something that helps your soul. It's not going to come in the shape of a pill, okay? You don't have to get a bottle. The only bottles that we get in is a bottle of the sparkling water or the sparkling juice that they be having at Dollar Tree. Okay, and we're gonna pour it when you succeed at having a great and successful line of communication with your family members, being honest with yourself. Then we can pour it up and celebrate, and then that's what we're gonna be drinking. And it's absolutely nothing wrong with that, y'all. We are so diminished for how we celebrate positive things. We are used to going out in this world and celebrating somebody getting their head knocked off, laughing, spreading it around on social media, not even thinking about the person that's behind the scenes that just got beat up on camera, how the world is going to see it. This went viral. The person is sitting at home getting depressed because of embarrassment and shame. And they thinking about hurting somebody else, which can be children. Because what we don't know is a lot of adults that get embarrassed, what do? They go out and take it out on the kids. So what are we reinstilling? Trauma. I just got traumatized. I just got embarrassed. I'm angry. I can't go hurt the person that hurt me. That's an adult because I'm scared and I'm embarrassed. So let me go home and be a terror to my child or children. And yes, yelling at them in unnecessary moments absolutely is a part of trauma. It was this quote that I read when I was pregnant with my daughter, and it sticks with me to this day. And it has changed me for the better because, like I have stated, I am verbally assaultive. I'm working on it. God is gracing me in this season of healing and growth to get my mouth in check because it is very volatile and it's dangerous. And I don't like that now that I see that it can hurt somebody seriously. Words will stick with you. Words will stick with you, okay? That saying, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. It's a fib. It's a fib. It's a fib. I've hurt so many people with my words. And if I ever have done that, please forgive me. I apologize. I was not on a great journey yet, but now that I have realized that I done said some assaultive things that stuck in y'all spirit, I apologize. Now back to the quote. It said that be careful how you talk to your children. I'll say it again. Be careful how you speak to your children because how they hear you talking to them, it starts to become their inside voice. If we're going home and we're yelling at these kids all day, every day, they're internalizing that. Doesn't matter how old. And they're growing up hearing us be monsters, hearing us be traumatic, hearing us be verbally abusive, hearing us be assaultive in nature. Some parents are physical, some parents are verbal. They're going to grow up and internalize that. And then what do you think they're going to take to school? What do you think that they're going to take with them when they go to dance class? Or when they go out to a Sadie Hawkins dance and somebody does something wrong with them, they're going to act just like you. And then you have to be the one to be like, I understand why I went wrong. Let me fix it. We have to be careful about how we talk to anybody. Yes, that is a real thing. Verbal assaults depress the soul. They depress the spirit. There's so many other things that hurtful verbalization does to us, and putting us in a depressed state can be one of them, because when we ruminate on those sour thoughts that was injected in us as children, adolescents, young adults, and we go back to those moments where somebody told us that we wouldn't be anything, what do you start to feel? You start to feel sad, you start to feel anguish, you start to feel a little pain. It may start to resonate in your body. Yes, I said it. It may start to resonate in your body. Depression sometimes causes hallucinations. So depending on how severe yours is, you may start to hallucinate some things that's not healthy for you because of a word. Because somebody told you that you can't do it. You get depressed and it starts to seep out of our pores. Nasty things. And who's left to clean it up, y'all? Seriously. Ask yourself that. If you have ever struggled with depression, if you have ever had a depressive episode, I took a long pause because I just went back to working at my inpatient psychiatric facility, and the depressive stories that I've heard from everybody that suffered from depression was when it was time for them to see somebody come and rescue them in the earth realm, okay, as a friend in the earth plane. When it was time, they had not one person that they named me that was there. When they were struggling with their episodes, they told me that the people and the family members that they were around made it worse. So that was the reasoning for my question. Who's there to pick it up? Who's there to pick you up? People in life and situations and circumstances make it worse. So we have to learn how to do it for ourselves. And once we do it for ourselves and pull ourselves out of the depressive ruts and out of the murky waters, we can allow ourselves to go help somebody else who is also struggling with depression. I wore yellow today because if you are suffering from depression, when depressed people mentally, when they see yellow or the color blue, it makes them feel a little better. So I pray that you felt some peace and some serenity, as always with any session that I had, but especially on today with this session that we're talking about, because I want you to feel at peace and to know that clarity is yours. Depression makes our minds cloudy, y'all. And when our minds start to get cloudy, our emotions start to get cloudy, our feelings get cloudy, everything around us just start to be out of sorts and out of whack. So I pray that you have clarity. I'm speaking peace into your atmosphere. I'm speaking that you go and find somebody to tell them the truth about if you are suffering. And if you have a family member suffering, go ask for help. The Comfy Couch will help you. There are plenty of websites that are tailored in details about how to help someone that is suffering with depression, okay? If it's you yourself, I encourage you. I absolutely say that you are strong. I absolutely know that you will finish and that you will get out of this. I absolutely refuse to believe that if you're suffering with depression today, you watch this video for nothing. I believe that you are now taking the courage that I'm pushing to you. I believe that you are now taking the strength that I am pushing to you. I believe that you are now taking all the zeal to take life by its horns and to win. We win. And I'm saying we because it could have been me, y'all. I could have been stuck in an asylum somewhere, depressed beyond measure. But God said that's not my portion. And I believe that it's not yours. Okay? We win. We are victorious. And you have the defeat over depression. Depression does not have you. Okay? Okay. If you need any more assistance, you can reach out to me on The Comfy Couch on Facebook. That is The Comfy Couch. You should see my logo. I am on Instagram at The Comfy Couch LLC. I am on here on the regular network. Shout out to Kilo for setting up this wonderful platform for creatives to come and be themselves and to help others. We help ourselves when we help ourselves and we help others. Let me say it again. We help ourselves by helping ourselves to help others. And Kilo is doing a phenomenal job of doing that. Shout out to him. Anything else, like, share, subscribe to the regular network so that we can come on and have another session, you guys. Any topics that any of you would like to discuss, comment below, send them, and I will absolutely start to speak on it. This is not just about me and wisdom and knowledge and what I know and what I went to school for. This is about being personal enough for everybody to feel like they matter, because we all matter and we all have something to say. And the Comfy Couch is absolutely a safe space and a non-judgmental environment for you to cozy up to healing, and so that you can finally have your seat to healing, okay? We usher you into your seat to healing. So go on and be great. Go out in the fadoodle and not be depressed today or another day. Go out being encouraged, knowing that you can tell your truth no matter what it is. And be relieved, all right? I love you guys. As I always say, if nobody told you that they love you, I do, and I will see you next time on the Comfy Couch, the Regular Network.